Why do so many people feel like them having money is a substitute for them having poor character or being a personal issue with you? Your response should never be how much money you got.
Hey, it's Brei, Endia. Yes, I'm still on my 90-day self-journeys retreat, but we still in 808 Tavern. I take the Tavern wherever I go. And today the Tavern is in Straight Smoke Podcast. Here with
Cartel Murray, Straight Smoke Podcast, media outlet and podcast in the New Orleans area, but we're branching out.
And so as y'all know, I've been on the road, and it's primarily for the retreat, but fortunately I've been having some great people come into my life being willing to do the show with me. As this is the I Am Who segment, we get to see who is truly in their entrepreneur power right now while everything's going on in the pandemic 2020. Seeing what people is willing to actually express and showcase that they're still working and what they're doing. And as y'all know, it's more than just musicians. We got a whole nother host right here next to me, as well as an artist. So we will get to it. So the goal of the show is I Am Who right now. Today, all we want to do before we start talking about what you do is I am who are you? So you would explain, like, in a couple words or even in a sentence or two, who you are, but not what you do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Try not to talk so much about what you do just yet, but like who you are, even if it's just a couple characteristic traits or something.
I got you. I understand. So basically, that's a good question.
Well, it's a statement now. So we
right.
I am who? Who are you?
I'm Cartel. I'm an introvert, an extrovert.
You both?
I'm both. It depends on the time or the people I'm around, the energy I'm around. I'm a father. Man, that's a good question. Who am I? I mean, that's a good statement. That's a good statement. I don't know. I'm loyal. I don't know. I'm just a trying
Loyal's
man.
Good.
You know, I got faith, honesty, and loyalty on my chest. So I guess that's who I am.
Okay. And if something throughout the show pops back out as we talk, sometimes, you know, we kind of just get back into that moment of who we are. So
Right.
I didn't mean to stump you up with it, but ultimately you have a thought already kind of where you are when it comes to who you are.
Right.
But with everything going on, I would like for you to kind of express the thought of if there was a young man to come up to you, you know, because we are in an evolving generation and we still have our youthful ways, but we still have those right before us who stay doing a lot of things that are influential, as well as we're just naturally becoming influencers, you know?
Right.
So if someone was to ask you, you know, any kind of question about entrepreneurship or, you know, just a recommendation, you know, I know I was a why kid. We always want to know why something, and we still kind of have issues and trouble with getting financially stable. Some of us with relationship instability, just trying to juggle different things in life. Not everybody has a parent to go to. So just in general, if there was someone in a younger boy frame of yourself to just ask you a general question about how to make some money.
What would be the question they ask, or what would be?
Well, not what would they ask, but if they just asked you any type of question when it comes to, because you can even put yourself in the shoes of when you was younger.
Right.
You know, we had a lot of questions, but it's a lot of things that we've evolved and learned over time. Right. That's what we're already used to. We're already used to the generation before us telling us to figure it out through our own steps and trial and error. So what would you actually give? What seeds would you give to the youth or to someone?
I got you. Mm-hmm. If I had to give anybody a seed or give a child a seed when they starting a business is, you know, don't give yourself a ceiling. You know, don't chase money. You know, you should be chasing a way of life or a lifestyle, whether it's taking care of your family, putting them in different positions. Those, you know, when you're doing it for things like that to help others, to connect others, like, you know, I haven't made my first million, but I feel like I know my money coming. I know what this gonna be. So, you know, I'm focused on trying to make other people millionaires and trying to, you know, give whatever information I have, give it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a big thing. No, don't chase a dollar amount. If you chase a dollar amount, you can easily be discouraged because when the numbers don't add up, you think you failing, but that don't mean that. You know, there's value in other things, and yeah, that's what I tell them.
That's good.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I tell them.
Okay.
One more thing.
Okay.
I tell people, once again, not focusing on the results. Don't focus on the results. Don't focus on the views. Don't focus on the likes. Don't focus on the dollar amount you're getting back. When you're getting things started, focus on the work.
Okay.
If you believe in something, whatever we do long enough, we're gonna get good at it. So if you believe in something strong enough, it has no choice but to manifest itself. But we get discouraged and we stop when we feel like we should be in a certain place in life or we should have certain results for this amount of work. But that's not written down nowhere. What we do know is if you keep working at something, it's gonna happen. So if you fall in love with the work, the results don't have a choice but to come. But if you gotta focus on the next step, not the finish line. You kind of feel, you know what I'm saying?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I asked you that question because there is people who always ask questions, and then there's some who are just afraid to ask the questions because they don't want to get a response that either discourages what they're thinking or dreaming or confuses their thoughts or dreams. Okay, yeah, so that's kind of like how I maneuver. I do agenda. So, you know, I plan out my days, not necessarily expecting to do everything that's written, but knowing that I wrote it down, at least within that week, I have no choice but to get those things accomplished, you know?
Right.
So starting small, growing from there. Okay, so now we kind of evolving into what you do. So is there any type of like projects you got coming up? Kind of give us a little bit of idea about your show and just the different arenas that you're in. So, and I definitely want to see some of your art if you have.
For sure. So basically, Straight Smoke Podcast with Sam. I'm gonna say something. I don't want to say too much to expose exactly because I still got things
cooking. Yeah, like I tell everybody else, only share what you want to share.
Basically, the idea behind Straight Smoke Podcast was to advocate for marijuana, and also to connect the dots in the Black community. So, I think the best trait somebody could have when it comes to business and life is to know what you don't know. And I know I don't know a lot of things, and I know I might not be skilled in certain arenas, but if I can connect and create the content with a person who do know, then, you know, that now we have a platform or a place somebody can go get a question answered, whether it's how to get a grant or it's how to start my music career or what to focus on, or just like we doing now, like what advice would you give? You know, if you can have a place to where people can go see Black people, brown people, impoverished people, you know, the throwaways thriving, you know, because like I said, we go back to money, you know, there's value in other things. So basically, Straight Smoke Podcast, I started it to advocate for marijuana, show that they got Black people, brown people that smoke or use THC or CBD products, and we not acting a fool. We not on no foolishness. We pay our taxes. You know, there's trying to break that profiling around it and that negative stigma that this would look like. You know
I got you. That's good.
And also
that's needed.
Yeah, definitely, and also just connecting the dots in the Black community, just, you know, having a positive platform. Everybody always say, and I'm guilty of it, we don't have no Black positive platforms and stuff like that, but what you gonna do about it? So I just chose to, you know, invest and build my own studio here and started working, and, you know, had the blessings to start, you know, connecting with a lot of people around New Orleans area who, you know, really doing big things and stuff like that. So that was my main thing, just connecting the dots and having some kind of mark on it, doing my part, you know.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes, ma'am.
So How long have you been
Um,
doing your show?
I shot 2 pilot episodes last year in like November, and then went back to the drawing board and just started, putting everything together. Had to study sound. They will see, that when you're doing stuff, is a lot of boring stuff that you got to do, and that's why a lot of people get discouraged, so they stop. Like,
especially if it's just you putting it together.
Right.
And you are the one that's the main focus.
You can see I'm the cameraman, I'm the light man. I edit it, I do my sound, and so I wanted to study those things because I wanted to put out a decent product.
Quality over quantity.
Right. And then I had to learn about how to host. One thing I tell myself before I start any interview, it ain't about me. So my idea is just to big up those people who come here. Let them know we appreciate them, we support them, we love them. Let them get their information out, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna be on the show every show. So
exactly. So you give them the space.
Yeah, it's their time to shine.
Always. So that's your primary thing that you got going on.
Yes, man. And we started with a clothing brand. Straight smooth shirts.
Okay.
Came out with the first wave of them coming out again in September with full sweatsuits, the joggers and the hoodie setup, shirts. With the freestyles, started a freestyle segment on my straight smooth freestyles, and we got 5 freestyles in so far, and just taking New Orleans rappers and stuff like that, and give them a place to come and be able to, however long they want to rap,
That's
however they
how
want to talk, just creating content. Then also another Straight Smoke Fitness. We
extended into a gym.
Yeah, not a gym, but basically just I'm gonna go to all the trainers around this area and shoot like a 30-minute episode with them of them training me, and bring different influencers and comedians support me and stuff like that, and just it's about connecting, have everybody work together.
That's a big thing. That's how I would like to evolve 808 Tavern in the DMV area, starting with Baltimore specifically. But right now, this is a tour that I'm doing, so I'm able to kind of connect with other cities and people. Like I went to Milwaukee too, and it seems like with everything going on, I don't know. I can't say it's because of this, because you've been doing this before this, and a lot of people have been doing stuff before this. So it seems like a lot of people are trying to bring communities together. The Black community specifically needs to start kind of leaning on one another in each community.
For sure.
Because, So, okay, moving forward, other than the podcast, what's your day-to-day? Like, what's the day in the life for you, and what are your what are your valued things that you would say keep you motivated and kind of on your game,
So basically, if I pray, I start off every morning, I pray. Me and my fiance, we pray together every morning and every night. So that's how we started off. I always tell her, whenever I make it to, whenever we both make it home and we get in bed, that's the checkpoint, like, successful day.
Give me a thanks.
So we pray, might wake up, work out, make phone calls if I got interviews that day, set up for those, go over whoever I'm going to be interviewing, or whoever go over their content and just sharpen myself up, work on that, edit on that, talk to my daughters. We got 2 daughters, 8 years old and 5 years old.
Okay.
Talk to my daughters, let them check me and go off on me, and just work, just stay active. I just believe in engaging and staying active. So whatever the day-to-day is, I got a board up here, whatever the day-to-day is just keep moving, keep creating, and keep putting out,
So is that your main motivator? It's just like having family and having like a structured routine with them as well? Well,
my main motivation is being able to truly invest in myself and my family one day. So I don't have no time to sleep. I don't have no time to just bullshit, because at the end of the day, I don't believe in retiring at 60 or 70 years old. I don't believe in retiring like that. I don't believe that, you know, we supposed to invest 12, 14 hours on something on our job. I don't believe we should depend on a job that's our only source of income.
Okay.
So it's for me is to put myself in position to where I can truly invest in myself and my family. Let me wake up, bring my children to school, work out, therapy, yoga class, business moves, do what I gotta do, like truly invest in yourself. Like a lot of people, they sick mentally or physically or spiritually, and it's because they just don't have the time or they're not finding the time to put it into yourself. You gotta change the oil on your car. You gotta do batteries in the remote. Everything, we do maintenance to everything in our life with ourselves.
That's so true.
So
that's why I'm in my little journey too. It's like a rejuvenator, reboost, because you need to have balance within yourself, no matter who else is in your life and what else is going on. Gotta have that balance.
all right.
So, how do you see the incorporation of the tree when it comes to balance? Because you brought that up, that is a big deal, because we're going into, I believe, a point where it's going to be across the board legalized, but it's going to be so many stipulations on it, you know, because of trying to avoid like how they have drinking and driving. They want to have it where you can't have, you know, a certain amount of THC in your system when you're driving, if they do make it a legal thing. So do you see it as, you know, getting to that point as being someone who's, you know?
I see it. It's definitely going, you know, it's definitely going to be legalized across the board. It's just a matter of when, you know.
True.
A lot of things just got to die off. So the people with those mindsets, definitely in the South, you know, we red states, we Republican states. So, you know, definitely in the South, like a lot of these people, you see a lot of these laws change, and it's not because people's minds change. It's just that it's different people in office with different minds.
Right.
So, you know, a lot of these older people are starting to die off or get out of these seats or get out of these chairs and these positions, and you're seeing other people who experience different things come in and different laws and stuff like that's getting changed. But it does too much physically, mentally for people, you know what I mean? So definitely if you learn how to use it, learn what strands, you know, to use, the CBD and the hemp products as well. So it just, it's too many reasons why it should be illegal than not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's
too many benefits that it has. Yeah, I agree. All right, so I don't want to get too much off the topic of you, the I am who.
Right.
So expanding more. Okay. So is there things that have happened in your life that you would say that have been like matter of fact, there is, of course, probably. So in that case, what is the biggest thing in your life that was like a trauma or a hindrance that tried to come into your life before or after where you are now, to kind of like, and then how did you kind of get yourself back on track? Like probably like the biggest thing that tried to give you like a distractor that you overcame.
It was no one moment. It was more of overall addiction. And not to one particular thing, just whatever took me away at that time. Like I ain't never done nothing besides smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? But being addicted to women, being addicted to fast money, being addicted to thrills, like just gambling, just being addicted to whatever it was at that time that took me away from actually dealing with myself, learning myself, you know. So it was just overall addiction, and my pride as well played a big part in that. A prideful man, the key to is to have integrity, not to have pride. You know, a prideful man, you're gonna land yourself in jail or dead or lonely, or, you know, you never reach your full potential if you got too much pride. So that it was just an overall addiction, and what I did to overcome it was praying, of course, and therapy. You know, I definitely went to therapy. I believe, you know, any and everybody should go to therapy at some point, and they just help you basically do inventory on what's important and what's not important. So many different times we deal with the issues rather than dealing with what's causing the issue. You know, at the end of the day, if you see a fire starting, you're not gonna spray the top of the fire. You're gonna spray the base. You're gonna spray the foundation. So, you know, that's what therapy do. You know, so going to therapy and meet my fiance and just listening and not being afraid to make decisions, you know, it got me progressing and moving in the right direction.
That's good.
Yeah.
So that's good to influence therapy, because I know a lot of people don't. Well, I can't say about how it is in New Orleans, but I know in a lot of different, predominantly urban communities, it's shunned upon, or it's not taken serious.
Well, the church is therapy.
It is.
Big Mama is therapy. You
That's
know
what
I'm
they
saying?
say, but it's like they don't look at it like I should go get actual professional.
Most black people let their problems become health problems before they get it, and then it's too late at that point.
I agree.
You know, so.
And when it gets to that point, you know, you got a lot more to then look into. I guess for me, going to therapy, the first time I did it, I ain't gonna lie, I lasted maybe 2 weeks before I was like, look, I can't do this. You know.
What made you do that?
Because I have a way about myself where I kind of become my own therapist through, you know, my relationship with God. But I did want to not keep being able to say that I didn't complete the therapy of, you know, an actual professional. So I did it in the most recent thing that happened to me. But I've been one of those people who was in, you know, a mentally disturbed place before, just with depression.
Right, for sure.
And that was something that I thought I could just kind of deal with on my own. But I evolved from it by choosing to sit with someone.
For sure.
And yeah, that does help. So coming from a black woman and a black man, y'all can see, don't let yourself just sit in your problems. Okay. So as we move forward, you don't have any art with you.
Right.
But what encourages you to be an artist the way you are? And what kind of art do you do?
I do visual arts, drawing, painting. I write poems
from
time to time.
Faces?
Faces, cartoons, just kind of whatever mood I'm in at that time. I'm more of I'm overall, like, you know, I do stuff doing video work now for different music artists and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
And editing videos. It's just being able to create overall. Like, you know, you see a cup full of color pencils. Like, I painted the next room. Like, I just, you know, it's something I enjoy to do, but it's a feeling. You know, it's kind of where I'm at that time of just that day in particular, make me draw a certain thing or make me paint a certain thing or write a poem about something.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Do you have a 9-to-5?
Yes, I'm actually an electrical tech and engineer for a company called MMR, superintended offshore for 4 different platforms. Yeah.
So you balancing your creatives as well as making sure that you have another sturdy source of income.
Once you got 2 kids, it's just you can't. Once you got 2 kids, you can't just. You gotta manipulate and move a certain way. You can't just say I'm gonna crash all the way out and I can't be.
I feel you.
Broke or have $100 to my name and stuff like that.
But that's good influence to people though. Know that you gotta have some stability, especially if you got a family. You can't just be like, you know, only for my dreams, and you got a whole situation to be worrying about in your life that's realistic. I won't hold you much too long. Did you have any questions for me?
What made you start doing what you're doing right now?
Honestly, just liking to be able to interact with other people, especially people who are kind of in the lifestyle of balancing their own personal craft,
right,
and people who are working as well,
right,
and just being interested and curious about this country particularly, because I'm really into music. I'm really into the arts and everything, but I've been so wrapped up in just real, you know, just working at the hospital and the military type stuff.
Right.
And I haven't really given myself the opportunity to network with other entrepreneurs and stuff like that. So, and it's hard because people kind of be like not understanding, because we're not used to that in this country where people are interested to see what you're doing. It's more competitive energy, so people don't really see and understand when someone genuinely wants to be able to speak with them about where they've come and
Right.
you know, kind of reiterating your progress. You have a lot of progress that I'm sure over the years you've seen where you started, and then you know, just like a checkpoint.
Right.
And you know, I'm looking forward to possibly, you know, sitting with you again maybe next year, and maybe possibly your wife too, because you said she's also an entrepreneur.
Right.
So ultimately it's just about networking, and that's what encouraged me, stepping out of my comfort zone. And from the industry point of view, I'm not involved in it, but I want to do music. But I was looking at the whole idea of other countries seem to support themselves
Right.
in that arena. And I visualize that being a thing that can grow in our country as well.
Right.
Even seeing, you know, my goal and dream is to see the potential of the industry workers also and the creatives getting the same option to have benefits to give their employees.
Right.
So if you're hired as an actor, actress, musician, talk show person, you're getting on the same types of benefits where you get health insurance for your family. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
these things I feel like across the board should be enforced, not just for specific type of work industries.
Right, for
But
sure.
starting where I'm at, I want to be able to maneuver around the USA and just showcase all the people that are on this turf doing their thing. Because it seems like people just take their talent and go somewhere else,
Right.
you know?
Right, for sure.
But I'm noticing that that's like something that they end up doing because there's not enough support coming from this place.
Right.
So I'm just like a worldwide supporter. Anybody, especially that's for the Black community, because a lot of the historical people in the Black community get swept under the rug once they passed over, because there's not enough people who are writers and who are people who showcase other Black people's work,
Right.
who have, you know, gone in history and chose to make sure that those people are getting
For sure.
what they deserve, you know, getting seen, getting what made known. Not to mention what you're doing brings opportunities to your community. So
Right.
I view it as, you know, 808 TAVERN is just everyone has their own journey.
Right.
And everyone has to evolve from one side of the 808 to the other side. And
Definitely.
I look at the middle of the 808 as like the cycles that we go through,
Right.
and choosing to, you know, keep what we desire to keep and getting rid of what no longer serves our higher purpose.
Right, for sure.
So that's just the big point of why I do this. And because I'm traveling, I wasn't initially planning on starting with doing other people's, you know, doing interviews with others. But I really wanted to do it because I had to realize along the trip, I do like interacting with other people. And I've been on like Instagram, and you know, I'm just using Instagram to the benefit that it's there for.
Right.
Social media is a big way to network with others.
Right.
But we don't have to lose sight of being actually connected to other people. We
Right.
don't want to
Definitely engaging.
right. We don't want to completely get sucked into the screen where we like never leave the house and meet other people, and you know.
Right. Definitely.
Although that may be a thing that they might try to shut down completely, I'm taking advantage of the chance to still kind of be able to get out, you know,
Move around.
giving the mask.
Our people
So
are very dope, so it's just.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like putting us on hush.
Right.
Because that's kind of like how I felt when things were going on. Now, I understand that we need to allow ourselves to be in a moment of silence as well because of the things that are going on.
I don't believe it's a moment of silence. I just believe it's a moment of focus.
That's what it is, though.
Like,
I mean, but when you just stop what you're doing and you just look at what's going on, though, you really do see.
That's one thing about therapy. Like, it's therapy. You have to be a rational thinker. You have to have whatever it is your goals are.
Mm-hmm.
Stick to those goals and trust the process and trust that you want to do your part to create change. Some people have to create content. Some people got to protest. Everybody has a place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people is just
Like
to
a
coach
position.
these kids and make sure they come out right. You know, everybody influenced in different ways. So I don't believe if this person posts 12 things a day and they still working on what they're doing, that they're not as woke as the next person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or not as productive for the overall cause. They're doing their part. So I believe it's a moment of focus, and we got to be able to have sound minds, rational minds, have integrity, when everything is going wrong. Because when chaos start and we move with the chaos, we run the chances of pushing ourselves back anyway.
Yeah, that's so true.
So,
and that's where I'm still, like I said, I'm still on my own little retreat.
Right.
Where I'm still, but after the fact, I just was like, all right, take my time. So that's the wrap up of it. So I'm just doing the therapy with myself. It just gave me some time to gain my closeness with myself again and kind of find some self-healing. I'm all about the journeys that we take in our individual bodies and how we view ourselves.
Right.
And how we allow ourselves to expand our mind and evolve. But yes, so today was all about the I am who are you. Is there any other types of things that you would like to share outside of what you do that can kind of give us a closure on who are you? Because when we bring you back around next year or the following year, depending on your goal, like what is your goal that you have at least for this year? From today to next.
It's just to keep getting better overall. Have a healthier body, have a healthier mind, be more financially healthier, have a healthier relationship, keep making my relationship strong. That's my overall thing. That's things that you gotta wake up and do every day, is be a better father, be a better husband, be a better you overall. Just continue to grow. Some seasons is gonna be your body that's making the biggest changes physically. Some seasons is gonna be mentally. Some seasons your relationship's gonna take big jumps, but it's just continue to be active and engaged. As long as you're doing positive things, the universe or God or whoever your fate lies is gonna return it. So
I believe that. Thank you. All right, well, that was today's segment. This is Brei, Endia, and 808 Tavern, and it is Thursday, August 27, 2020. Thankful to stop here in New Orleans. Thanks for having me.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is
Straight Smoke Podcast.
Tell us all of the ways to get in contact with you.
At Straight Smoke Podcast, you can email me at straightsmokepodcast@gmail.com. YouTube channel Straight Smoke Podcast. Just DM me or email me.
Okay.
Sure.
So it's easy. I have no excuse to not get in touch. And this is Brei, Endia. Thank you for having us. Peace and blessings.
If a man and a woman have a child together and the father is taking care of the child and the woman is taking care of the child and they are not together, why do so many women feel like they got the right to take the child out the man's life if they have a problem with that man?